I just want to first congratulate Troy University on an incredible season. I felt like they are one of the very best teams we played all year, and I can't imagine the committee not overlooking them in any way. They are, probably at worst a 2 seed in my mind. I mean, they're very good. We were very fortunate today. Our kids came extremely focused to wanted to very much win. We have some. I told them at the end of the game, our group of seniors and leaders on our team have been incredible. Watching them grow up as men here during this past year, and they've basically taken this team into their own hands and really turned up the focus and intensity, and they wanted to win a championship. We talked about it yesterday on the bus. They have a unique distinction, and they'll be the only guys that can ever lay claim to this at our school. They won a national championship, and they also just won the first championship in the Sun Belt Conference, which is a league I'm very, very proud of. I think it's one of the better ones in the country, and I know our kids are proud of it and the competition they play here. So, those young men, they'll be able to tell their kids and their grandkids and everything. They did something no one else ever did that played there. So I'm very proud of them.
Questions for student athletes?
I'll go with Zach first. Yeah, that's true. Sorry about that. Go with Zack Hopeck. Just with the heat, the humidity, the conditions that you guys weren't really used to this year. I mean, did you think this brought out a little mental toughness in the team, or showed a little mental toughness this week?
Oh, absolutely. I think every pitcher on our staff, if they didn't use rosin before, they used it this week. Everybody was kind of scrambling for that rosin bag, and then I know some of the hitters were also grabbing for the rosin bag, having to deal with wet BGs and, just the sweat in the field even, had to cake our arms with it, and it's just something you got to push through. It's part of the atmosphere here, and, we're happy that we fought through it and got the job done.
And do you think moving forward that might help you just, having had to deal with more than just playing opponents, you had a little more to deal with?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that's kind of an extra factor, when you go somewhere else now, we know what to do, and we know the feel in our hands with the ball, and same thing for the hitters, the feel of the barrel, how much pine tar, how much all that they need, whatever's necessary.
And Zach Biermann, we'll go. Just as far, how important was this, how big of a goal was the Sun Belt Championship at the start of the season for the team?
It was a big goal because it's our first stepping stone of the postseason. We knew we wanted to win the regular season first, and we went out and did that. And then coming here, we wanted to put on a great performance and win a ring. A lot of us don't have rings, contrary to some of the older guys that have been here for a while. Some of us don't have rings, so it was a big goal. And now it's on to our next goal, which is winning the regional, and so on and so forth from there.
And how good at the moment do you guys feel about your offense? I mean, put up 42 runs in the tournament, and bunch of guys seem to be on top of their game right now.
You said it right there, 42 runs in 4 games. It's a lot, and that's we're feeling great, and we're going to keep working towards the regional and hopefully more. So.
And I guess Zack Hopeck, how important do you think it is for you guys, or how much would it mean to the team to host, and how important do you think it is moving forward to host to move forward in the tournament?
Well, put ourselves in a good spot. We've won the regular season championship and then the conference tournament championship. Right now, I feel like the same feeling in 16 is if we're disappointed and we go somewhere, that's going to kind of tick us off a little bit, and we're going to go in there looking to get after it, but if we host, it's looking at something that we haven't done in this new ballpark, and it'd be quite the thing to do here.
Zack Hopeck, what was the game plan? Troy's offense was going just as good as your guys was until today. What was the game plan against them?
You said it right, no doubt. Troy's offense, they're batting close to 300 as a team. I was just looking to give it everything I got for however long I went, and contain their speed and ability. Like, you look, that ball bounces up in the outfield, and the kid's on third base. It's crazy, but you blink and they're there. So I was just looking to contain that and not let them get too many like not take the momentum all at once. You know, there's a lot of ones on the scoreboard for a while, and I think that helped us to not let them gain the momentum and have us keep it with these guys on the bats, just tacking on.
Any questions?
And Zach H., how much can that 2016 experience now, what do you draw from that going forward?
Well, just the team atmosphere and camaraderie as brothers. You know, us older guys, we were around the 2016 team, and we were younger guys back then, so we know what it's like. And we're just trying to spread that same feeling and same brotherhood and atmosphere at Coastal, you know, reestablishing that tradition of, hey, like, I got your back. I know you got my back. Let's go do it. And, you know, at the end of the day, we all love each other. We're all brothers.
All right, questions for Coach?
Coach, how much easier were you breathing after the 2 solo shots in the 8th there?
A whole lot. No, I mean, you know, their left-hander had kind of frustrated us there for 2 or 3 innings, and we made a couple of stupid plays defensively that allowed them to get multiple runs instead of just one. And you just looked up, and the lead that was 6 or 7 runs had whittled down to 4. And the way that ballpark, it's really weird. We came here what, 3-4 weeks ago, and that thing played like the Grand Canyon. This week the ball that Seth hit there in that inning, I honestly thought was that he didn't get all of it, that it was going to land 30 feet short of the fence, and you just looked up and it just kept going and going and going, and it really surprised me that ball got out of here. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's just just that offense that we get from these guys. I mean, I having coached a team like that 2 years ago, it's just a relentless offense. You get through the juggernaut of what you think you've got to get through. And Troy is a lot like that too. I'm sitting there coaching and going, oh, man, let's just get through them first 4 guys, man, and maybe I can start breathing over here, And I know people feel like that about us, but the second they relax at all is when we really get you, is when those other guys get hits and create offense and they turn that lineup over, and instead of giving up 1, you're giving up 3 and 4 and 5 real fast. And I've been very proud of their development. They've come a long, long way.
Actually, I'm going to go back to Zack Hopeck for just a second. Your pitching coach came out and talked to you fairly early in the game. Just curiosity, what did he say to you at the time?
He was just trying to slow things down. I mean, I was hitting my spots, but they were missing just a little out. I was missing in the right spots, but I was missing, 3 and 4 in a row, which hurt me in the first. Gave up the 1. It's not very characteristic of me. I don't like walks, don't like walking people. I'm sure Gilly doesn't like that either, But, he just came out, told me to slow it down, take a deep breath, and get back to just executing pitches. And, got out of it, got fortunate to get the ground ball to Keaton, turned it for me, and went back in.
Gary, as you were talking to your team back there, you kind of touched on it a little bit in the opening, but you talking to your team out in the outfield after the game, you were talking about legacy. Can you expand a little bit on that with what you shared with them?
Yeah, I mean, it's something we talk about a lot. I mean, Zach knows. I mean, it's part of your responsibility. It's part of my nurturing of every guy that's in this program to, when they walk out, whether they're junior or senior, that especially the guys like Zach's been in this program for 4 years. I mean, as much as I want him to learn about baseball, I want him to learn about life and about being a good man, being a good husband one day, being a good father, learning the responsibility of being a great worker. The baseball part is the part we love and enjoy. But, this game is, and for me, my role is way more than just coaching X's and O's. It's about life. And, I want to teach these guys, that loving the guy beside you is a huge part of this thing. That it's a lot easier to give up and back down when you really look around the room and there's 12, 15 guys you really couldn't care a bit about. But when you really care about them all and you know you're letting them all down, it's like last night, you know, we talked about it. We weren't focused yesterday. You know, it wasn't like we weren't trying. We just weren't focused. We came focused today. That team, until we kind of relaxed with a 9-2 lead a teeny bit, you know, we were focused for about 5 or 6 innings, and I mean, you could see it. I mean, we fought through 2 strike counts, drove guys in. We were 6 for 6 getting guys off of third base, scoring guys with less than two outs, and that's huge. You know, that's how you win. You know, and so, you know, I think that's, you know, to me that's the legacy part, is that, you know, I want them to pass all of those things because it's their responsibility to police their own teammates, to have everybody ready to play, that everybody goes to bed, that everybody does stuff. I can only do so much whatever my staff and I do. And in this generation of me and selfishness and everything, this group of guys is incredibly selfless and relentless. They represent exactly what we stand for.
Coach, how much did it help that you're able to get your pitching lined up how you wanted, and how tricky is that when you're doing decision makings and this and then a regional and whatever's beyond that?
Well, you know, I mean, you know, getting Zach to take us as far in the game as he took us today was huge. You know, not having, I mean, heck, you know, Ernston's been an absolute savior for us. He and Causey have been incredible for us out of the bullpen all year, and you know, Davey Inman as well. But you know, it's you know, we'd gotten in a couple of games early in the tournament where, you know, heck, 4th inning, and we're having to make changes and do things or whatever. Even though we were able to win and score runs, we were burning up bodies, and so, you know, it was huge for him. I mean, we had made the decision, you know, this morning that, you know, if he gave us 6 innings and, you know, close to 6, you know, that's all we were going to ask of him, and that we could piecemeal it from there. And, you know, if we were getting tattooed and getting our brains beat out, we were going to pitch off and go home. If we were within 3 runs, then we would use our best guys to try to find a way to win. And so, you know, we were very fortunate. We got that lead and, you know, still played it basically the same as if it was a really tight game. So, you know, I just I can't say enough about, you know, what Zach gave us today, and our bullpen guys have been incredible all year. They really have. They've been the saviors of our team, to be honest with you.